Alright, here we are at Big South Fork National River and Recreational Area. And I'm excited to be here because it's kind of known for its rock arches. And we'll hit the trail here to see twin arches. And they're kind of neat. It's in the park is in between in Tennessee and Kentucky. So I'm headed for twin arches, which is pretty cool. So I had to come down a pretty good gravel road, so it's kind of out, but definitely worth the drive. I'm here in the end of April, so I've just kind of missed the rhododendrons, and the mountain laurel are just kind of starting. I'm catching a few pretty good ones, but they're not totally. The park does allow dogs, of course, on leashes, and the trail is a little bit challenging. As you can see here, we got some steps that go down, so if stairs and steps are a problem for you, this trail might not be the best. It's the Twin Arch Trail. It's a 6-mile trail, but I'm just doing the shorter inner loop, which is a 1.4 miles, because I'm mainly going for the arches. The arches stand at about the tallest one at 103 feet, 62 feet respectively, with the combined span of both of them 228 feet. And the arches the two together make up one of the largest natural land bridges in the world. So we get a pretty unique thing here in the east. You know, a lot of the arches are out west. So the trail is a beautiful trail, but like I said, there's a lot of steps, so just keep that in mind. But it's not a super long trail. Very beautiful. It was great weather. Really nice. So the bigger of the two arches, you'll actually, when you come across the trail, you are actually walking on top and you don't even know it. You don't even realize that you're crossing over the top. And then you go down another set of stairs and you actually are underneath. It takes you to underneath the arches, which is really neat. So keep that in mind. Like if you see the trail kind of change, it's kind of more rocky, look on both sides of you, because you are actually crossing over. Now that we get a view on the bottom here, you are actually walking across that on part of the trail. You're walking there on the top of that. So it's really cool, and keep that in mind because you don't even realize it when you're up there before you go back down if you're not careful. So it's really neat. They're beautiful. The larger of the two arches has a clearance of 70 feet, a span of 135 feet, and at the deck 103 feet high. So they're big, they're beautiful. You can go all around them on the bottom. You can walk all around them. The trails are really nice. So it's really been beautiful. I really recommend this park. It's large. It's not only, in the Tennessee, Kentucky. There's a lot of different things to see in the park. I mainly came for the arches because my time, I only can do, each park has so many things, and I really only had enough time to catch some of the arches this time, but they are incredible. They're some of the nicest ones. I mean, if you haven't, they're comparable to the western ones, but you have the hardwood forest around them, so it gives you a really different feel. But it's something you can imagine would be like in some of the western states. And then I also did a lookout, Bear Creek overlook, and it's about a quarter-mile stroll along a little bit on level ground, but an easy walk, and it takes you to a platform and you can see several miles of the Big South Fork River, and upstream and downstream, Bear Creek. And then I also caught from that same trailhead, I took a 1.2 mile hike to see Split Bow Arch. And the flora, the fauna, the plants were really neat on this trail. You get to see, so there's some trillium blooming since it was the time of year that I was there, which is really pretty. The trail was not bad. It definitely was up and down, but it's a beautiful hike through the woods. Like I said, you can take the dogs with you just on the leash, and then we'll get a picture here of Split Bow Arch coming up here soon. It has some really neat rock formations on the hike coming up to the arch, and then, you know, it's got the trees and everything. It's really neat. Definitely recommend that hike too. And it's not a super long hike. You can do it fairly quickly, and definitely worth seeing it as well. It is a beautiful arch. It has a clearance of 34 feet, a span of 50 feet, and it is at the same trailhead as the Overlook, so you can catch either trail. You just catch a different trail, and you can catch both of them. Overlooking the Bear Creek is a good sunset spot if you're at the right time of day, which I wasn't, so I wasn't able to catch a sunset. But I was here on a beautiful day, and the trails were both gorgeous. I did see on the Overlook Trail where there was some lady slippers. They weren't blooming, they were past. But keep that in mind. If you're there in the right time of the year, you might get to see a lady slipper, which is a wildflower if you're not familiar with that. But the arch is definitely very gorgeous. Even though it might be a little bit smaller than the Twin Arches, it is very unique. It's got the trail kind of going through. You can kind of explore some of the rocks around it. It's got a little bit of a creek coming through there, spring, and is very beautiful. Anyway, if you like this video, ring the bell, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.